Hello, everyone, especially for those who are in California. Good evening to all of you. And for those who are in the Philippines, good morning or good afternoon. Wherever you are, saan man kayong parte ng mundo, maraming salamat for tuning in at GFN, the Global Filipino Network, connecting Filipinos all over the world. And you're watching Real Talk with Sabrina, where I talk about people empowerment and how we can add value and inspiration to each and everyone's lives. And tonight, my very special guest, a talented young film artist who a Filipino American who produced a film very relevant to the historic surge of Asian hate. Well, before anything else, let's do a quick shout out for everyone, friends and family, okay? La Consolacion College, Mary Ingrid Peralta, Jeannie Gonzalez, Zoe Lee of Street Passions, of course, Kalayan Skincare, Ati Bonnie, Henry Chu of Punch King, and my mom. Okay, guys, when we come back, we will talk about this new movie that's making waves this summer. It talks about bringing change in the face of racism. Well, sa pagbabalik ng Real Talk with Sabrina after this quick station break. Welcome back, everyone. First of all, wherever you're watching, please be safe and I hope you guys are healthy. Okay. So, our topic for tonight is a little bit, it's very relevant. Racism, I know for a fact, happens to each and every nationality out there. Um, but for tonight, let's dwell on the most important issue that's happening lately and globally, the Asian hate crime. Sadly, it's happening to the most vulnerable and helpless, fragile senior citizens out there, or Asian American seniors. What if this happens to someone who is able to defend themselves or able to fight back? Perhaps a boxer. Well, brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. My guest for tonight, the producer, the director, and the star of his own film, Zeus, Chris Soriano.
Hey, Sabrina, thanks for having me on your show.
Hi, Chris. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You are doing live straight from San Diego, and we're in the same time zone, right?
Yes, we are.
Well, first of all, I don't know if you're able to understand what I'm gonna say, but maraming salamat at pinaunlukan mo kami. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, you're very welcome, and I'm glad. I'm trying to make us all proud here.
You understand Tagalog still. Well, thank you once again. Okay, Chris. I really love the trailer of your film. Okay, but for our audience to understand where the motivation, the inspiration of this movie, tell us a little bit of your background. Tell us. I know parents, mom, and dad came from the Philippines, and when
Yes,
they moved here, and you were born and raised here too.
yes, in San Diego. Yeah,
Right. Tell me about the transition. Just take us back to, that moment and your upbringing.
sure. I grew up in I would say not the safest area of San Diego. You know, there was a lot of crime going on, and even at a young age, I was surrounded by gang violence. You know, when you grow up in that type of area, looking back at it, you know, it was just a way of growing up. You know, it's the normal, and you know, when I look back now as I write and I create films, I draw back to those moments in my life where, you know, gangsters would be around the corner. You may not walk home. I mean, you may come home with a black eye. You know, you could get jumped at any moment. You know, these type of experiences I take into my writing. So just growing up in this type of upbringing, um, uh, that's what created this type of film now that you're seeing today, which is Zeus. So
Mhm.
my mother was a nurse and my father was in the Navy, so they weren't really home a lot. You know, they were hardworking Filipinos. So me being the only child, going around meeting all sorts of friends, getting into trouble, you know, that was pretty much my upbringing.
Okay, so you've experienced this gang, situation before. Is it because of the community where you're living, or is it because it's just really happening everywhere, regardless
Yes,
which community or?
yes, I feel like, you know, every community, every city has its own areas, and
Mhm.
in my particular area, it was cool to hang out with the gangsters, you know, and um, you know, when you just hang out with the wrong crowds, it
Mhm.
may change your life, and so um, yeah, that I would always get into fights in junior high. I got in so many fights, and my mother said, "You're going to be homeschooled." So all throughout high school, I was homeschooled, still getting into trouble. And then eventually, you know, when I was homeschooled, that's when I realized, okay, there's more to life than fights. You can use your talents. You know, God bless us with talents. Maybe I could use some of those to change my life. And that's when I began to write. I began to be amazed by other things such as journalism, storytelling, and I went into the world of journalism. I became a journalist. And I realized, wow, there's a lot more Asians, there's a lot more Filipinos out there in the world, and you know, I wanted to tell more of our stories, look for heroes like Manny Pacquiao. You know, I just and then you know that's how I fell into the world of storytelling.
And you keep mentioning about this. You got into a fight, and those younger years. Have you had any experience when you were younger? Like, what's any experience that you can share with our viewers?
Yes. Well, I would say just the norm. Like if you're by yourself, you're a
Yeah.
target. And my cousin, even when you know, he would be walking down the street, he'd get jumped by people. I would get jumped by random gangs. And, you know, that's why people assimilate and join gangs is for protection. And so, you know, the area, if you're in a dangerous area, it's known that you would do something like that. And um, that just to give you a little bit of insight of what it's like, you know, on the streets or in the streets rather. So.
I saw one of the article ABS-CBN. I know they interviewed you, and you shared that when you were in your teenager, you were mugged or you were jumped by this gang, and they asked you to be part of the gang too. How was that
Right. Well, I
experience?
mean,
13 years
it,
old.
right, exactly. You know, it was it was more like an ambush. You know,
Uh
they
huh.
find you and then they corner you, and then you know they say if you want to hang out with us, you got to show us that you're down, meaning you can fight. And me, I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to do anything. And right away at that moment, they kicked me at my feet, beat me up, and after like 3 minutes, they stopped, and then they said, "Welcome to the family." And so, you know, at that moment, I said, you know, what family? I got my own family, like, you know. And so this is happening to people in all over cities, all over America, and it could change your life if you don't know how to get out of it.
It happened to you. Is it because your nationality, you're Asian, or it's just happened just because it's just happening rampantly?
Um, it happened to my friends. You know, friends became rivals,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it. Some people go down that path, and they end up, you know, doing whatever they do. I took a
Mm-hmm.
different road where I said, you know, I believe I have much more to offer the world than to be getting into fights on the streets. So, um, you know, it happens quite often.
I'm so proud of you. You were able to finish college with everything going on around you. That's
Right?
scary. It's either you go that path, or you know you go to the wrong path. It's either this or that.
Yes, exactly. And to me, college was never really. I was in a straight A student. Even
Chris, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Uh oh. I feel like he was about to tell us a really good, important, and interesting story until this mic situation got in the way. Well, everyone, I hope I got your attention, and I hope that his story will be really inspiring and somehow really motivating. I mean, this movie is not just about entertaining; it's about awareness. Hey, Chris, welcome back.
Hey, yeah, I think the Bluetooth on my speaker. Can you hear me perfectly?
Yes, yes. I don't know where we left off, but you can start from there again.
No, just I was talking about how using street smarts to find a way into the world, and so that's what I focused on to get into college.
Yes. Um, your movie Zeus. Why Zeus?
Oh,
Why
great
the
question.
title?
Because I, ever since I was young, getting into these street fights, boxing, learning the art of boxing, it's something that I knew that I could do. And if there's a story about someone who's going to go through hate crimes, I wanted to write something where if they picked on someone, I wonder how life would be like if you picked on a boxer. And so that's what we put as our main character, because these
Exactly.
people that are getting, beat up, stabbed, they're older people that can't defend themselves.
Yeah. Don't get that shit. Hey, old man. What's up, old man?
Fuck out of here. You know where you at?
Looks like you need some hand
Just
sanitizer.
get out of here, man.
Huh?
Wow.
You need some hand sanitizer, buddy?
We don't like
You need
that
some hand
shit.
sanitizer?
Nobody likes that shit.
Huh?
Where you at? We don't want you here, bro.
Oh, this is really good. This part is really good.
Fuck out of here.
Come on.
What are you messing with an old man for?
What, you want some too?
What do you ever do to you?
This.
Oh. Whoa. See? Wow. Wow. That scene just gave me major goosebumps.
Oh,
See,
thank
that's what
you.
I'm saying. What if that happens to someone who can fight,
Yes. It-
right?
exactly. We need to do more to defend people out there. And so I wanted to create a scene where and it is happening out there where people are stopping these hate crimes from happening. They're hidden heroes. And so, much respect to them. And I just wanted to create this scene the way I saw it.
I really applaud you for that. But I know before you were doing before you started Zeus, you were doing Dynasty Boys. What was
Yes.
the journey like? What was the journey like?
Oh, it's the thing is when you're making a movie during COVID, it's so challenging because the name of the game is if someone gets COVID, the movie's over. So it's like we're racing to create this. We're making sure all our safety precautions are done. We're making sure that everyone is safe at home before they return to the set. So it was really chaotic and really stressful and even more expensive for testing. But we pulled it off. Especially we learned here with Zeus how to get it done and how to do it right.
Okay. And you wrote the story as well, and that story is inspired by some of your experiences, correct?
Yes, and it's um, totally different from Zeus, but where it's similar is the art of standing up for yourself. And I want people to learn that we could all be heroes by helping someone in need. And even if you want to walk with someone, an elderly, to help them to make sure that they'll be okay, that could go a long way.
Say, Henry Chu says, Brother Chris, I love it, says Hillary Manalak, and Randy Torres, Chris is the best. Wow. Look
God
at you
bless all of them.
guys. So, okay, tell me, when you guys were doing the film, how was it like? Were you in a production bubble? What was the protocol like? And how long did you guys finish the movie?
Oh yes, that even hearing you asking how long, it was very stressful. All right, I'm gonna say it took us 90 days. When typically it takes 6 months to a year to make a movie.
Right, exactly.
end to end. 30 days we did pre-production, which is planning it. 21
Okay.
days where we shot the film, and then the last 39 days was where we edited it. And usually it's like 30 to 6. Anyways, it was really crazy. It was very stressful because, like I said, if anyone got COVID, it's over. So we had to make sure every other day we were testing. We always had to make sure that we're sanitizing our equipment. We always had to make sure that everyone was wearing masks even before they begin acting. And the mask comes off only when you act. I tried to reduce as many people in the room that didn't need to be there, so that we lessen our chances of getting COVID. So even when they went to their hotels, which we reserved a whole hotel, like it was called the Bahia Hotel, and it's here in San Diego. And I worked with the San Diego Tourism Authority, who really helped us out to make sure we're all moving. Like it was like an operation for the military to get this thing done.
Oh my goodness. So everyone, are they like really trained fighters or what? Or they have to train for that specific role?
Yeah, a lot of them, I said, could you fight? Do you have fighting experience? All right, check, check. Now I'm going to do this choreography here, and we're going to keep going until we get it right. And so I designed 90% of the choreography in the film. The last part of the film, the main fight, I got a real professional fighter to come in to help me. So, but the street fights, that was all me.
Wait a minute. You produced, you directed, you're the star, and you did the choreography too.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I wore multiple hats. I was even sweeping as well. You executive janitor.
Oh my gosh, Chris. I'm so proud of you, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you.
in the middle, I know you promote Filipino culture here. And I know you were serving Filipino food, and I saw that on your Instagram. Who cooked that, and how do you know about this food? Or are they your favorite? Or what are you trying to do there?
Yes, Filipino food is like the bloodline. It's why I exist. If my mom didn't eat and dad didn't eat Filipino food, I would have never been born, maybe. So, we made sure to put really good Filipino food that we got from arguably, in my opinion, one of the best in San Diego, Villa Manila. And they really went out for us. They put authentic, because before a big Pacquiao fight, you got the whole table full of food. And so I wanted that shot of, whether it's the dinaguan, whether it's, anyways, we even had palabok there. So that food in this film, we even incorporate halo halo, balot, babinka. So, hopefully our viewers won't be hungry when they're done watching.
Oh my goodness. So, you know what? I'm just curious. Your parents must be super proud of you. Did you even think that this movie, this idea will be big and you will get a lot of acknowledgement, and you're turning heads. ABS-CBN and who else have interviewed you?
Yeah.
LA have interviewed you. You're all over the news, man.
I didn't think it would grow this big. Like I was trying to tell my whole team, we are doing activism filmmaking here. We are raising awareness of this issue. And while hate crimes are happening in the street, we are rushing to take this to market. That's never done. Usually it takes a year to make a movie, 2 years. So, I said, we're fighting for history here. We're fighting to make a difference. And I kept that in my mind and in my heart throughout the whole production. And I'm glad I did, because it got us through it. Even on the tough days when we wanted to give up, when we only had, we didn't sleep for 3 days. We had to drink coffee, Red Bull, more coffee. I didn't even shower for like 2 days because I was rushing to the next scene, just change clothes. I said, they're not going to smell me on TV. It don't matter. Let's just keep going.
Right.
It was hard. It was hard.
Oh, but sounds like, looking at the comments here below, it says Filipino pride represent Miko. You know this guy, Miko Nolasco Rosales Nuval.
Oh, wow. Oh, he said
Long name.
Randall pitched the movie. Randall is a very successful entrepreneur who created a company called Live Fit, and he's in the movie. He's the one beating me up, the Asian guy with all the tattoos. So that's, I guess, what
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, and Randy Torres, sounds like someone's happy with the food that you were serving. They serve the best food on set. I'd like to be even an extra on their next movie. Oh, there you go.
Randy's being funny. He's an actor in the film. He plays my Uncle Romeo. So that's awesome.
Uncle Romeo. Okay. And also Hillary Manalak. Shout out to Villa Manila Restaurant. Is she one of your actresses too?
Hillary is my fiance.
Oh, hi Hillary. Hi Hillary.
She is being very, very sweet. by chiming in. God bless her.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. What was going on in your head while you're doing all this movie? Are
Yes.
you like were there times when you say, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can finish this movie. I don't know if people will even take a look at this." What was going on in your head?
Oh, a lot. And ironically, you just brought up Hillary. She is also a producer on the film. She got me through those tough days where I'd have conversations with her every night. Like we'd wrap up, we'd start at like 5 a.m., we'd wrap up at like 11 p.m. And then I'd have a conversation with Hill and say, I don't know if I can make it and do tomorrow. We have so many lines. I didn't even memorize those lines. The choreography is not that good. Where's the craft service? Like, all the problems that a director will go through, I had to take on, as well as all the problems as an actor has to go through, and coach all the other actors to get what they got to get done. So it was a lot falling on my shoulders, but through prayer, through faith, we got through it. And Hillary helped so much.
Oh, hi Hillary. I know you're watching right now. Okay, guys, let's go for a quick commercial break. So pagbabalik ng Real Talk with Sabrina.
Film Star offers news, both local and international, to readers of the first and next generations. Both hard copy and online editions of Film Star are always free, widely distributed the whole Northern California and other states. Community news may be the same, but read a different spin in the Star. Our nationwide distribution and readership ensure advertisers of maximum and captive access sa kanilang target market. To advertise with us, please contact our advert team 650-278-0692 or log on to our website www.filmstar.com or like our Facebook page. Star ka sa Film Star.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Okay, Chris, I mentioned earlier, you were featured in so many articles and TV station, ABS-CBN, and the local TV stations here in California. How are you feeling now that you're a star and you're making waves? How does it feel?
Oh, thank you. I don't look at myself as a star. I look at myself as a vessel to do, God's will. I feel like, I'm really blessed to be in this opportunity. And I feel like I got to work times 10 as hard. The journey isn't done. We're just getting started, and, we've got a lot of, I guess, the real pain will happen when the audience sees it for the first time, because they'll either love it or hate it. And so that's what I'm preparing myself for. I pray that I could give them something really good they could be proud of, especially, my fellow Filipino brothers and sisters out there.
Oh, very nice, Chris. Okay, we have a question for Ate Bonnie. Hi, thank you for watching. 2 questions, she said. What pushed you to get to where you are and the challenges you have to endure and your triumph? Share us that story.
Wow. Beautiful question. And what pushed me to get this far was I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to make a film about what was happening in these times.
Mhm.
That was in my head. I said, I got to make this film no matter what. And when there's people that talk about it, and there's a saying in the military: don't talk about it, be about it. And so, thank God I'm blessed with a good fiance, Hillary, who's like, I tell her a vision, she holds me accountable. We're like the dream team. We got to make it happen no matter what. So, that was the elements, was just having that faith and really practicing it. We wrote the script, or I wrote the script in about 10 days. Believe it or not. And from there, I gave it to my team. I say, let's develop this. Let's make it happen. We rewrote it a couple of times, and we went straight into the production. So, it really worked out for us. But I just didn't give up. I think that's the short secret, because I could have gave up so many times.
I like Hillary now. Is she there? I want to say hi to her. When can I meet her?
Oh yeah,
When
she's
can
in
I meet
another
her?
place. We were in our
Oh, okay. It's okay. Okay. So next question would be, what is the goal and what are the expectations? What is the message, or how do you say this? What do you want people to take away from this movie?
Wow, I want people to take away that that we shouldn't judge a particular person as the group that they represent. Meaning, if if a white person were to say something racist, we should not say all white people are like that. If a black person says something, we shouldn't generalize and say all black people are like that. Even for Asians, you're going to see a lot of racism in this movie, but you're going to see the beauty of how they all come together. I'm not going to spoil the ending to say what happens, but that was my goal with this film, to see how no matter what your perspective is, we can still work together. And isn't that what America's about, right?
And be careful to who you're trying to bully or scare.
Yes,
Someone can be a boxer or martial arts, right?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Be careful who you bully, because they just might be able to defend themselves, and it could mess you up.
Looks can be deceiving. All the respect to you, as Ati Bonnie said. Okay,
Thank you.
what's next for you, Chris? What's your next project? I heard you're working on another project.
Yes. Oh, a beautiful project. It's already in development, and we begin filming on July. So it's basically it's about a Filipina nurse that is going through this pandemic, and she is suffering with anxiety. And so to help her, she uses her voice to help patients that are suffering from COVID heal. So it's a very beautiful story. I'm not allowed to share too much. We're working with American Idol's Jessica Sanchez, who's doing so much. She's juggling a lot right now. She's releasing a new song, and it's just such a privilege to work with her. We just it's great.
So you're working with Jessica Sanchez, you said?
Yes, American Idol's Jessica.
American Idol, right? Wow. So when your movie hasn't started yet, when is it showing?
It'll be released this summer, toward the end of the summer. So I'll get back to you on the specific date, but it will be released this year. So we're really excited about that. But we begin filming on July 1st. So that's what we're aiming for the second film that we're making.
So you haven't started a show, and you have another project, my friend. You're a busy guy, huh?
Through the grace of God, yes.
Oh, well, Chris, thank you so much for being the vessel of hope and inspiration to everyone out there. Do you have any message for all our kababayans out there? Can you still talk to them in Tagalog? Do you still know how to speak Tagalog? Patay ka ngayon.
I am practicing, and eventually I'll get it. So but I won't butcher up our beautiful language right now, but I'll make sure I'll circle back to you in full Tagalog mode. But I guess my message is, if you want to make a movie, if you want to do something, if you want to write a book, you don't have to be the best looking. I would always be self-conscious. Like, I don't look like Brad Pitt. How am I going to, make a movie? You don't have to be Steven Spielberg. I would always be like, I'm not a good director. How could I direct a movie? I think you just have to have that mission in your mind and in your heart, and pray about it and find a way no matter what. Because if you really want it, you'll do anything to achieve it. And so that's my message to any creator out there. Use me as an example and say, if Chris could do it, I could definitely do that. That guy never directed anything in his life, and he's debuting one of the most talked about films this summer called Zeus, the first film to cover the pandemic in the sport of boxing. So, find a way when there is no way.
I love it. I love it. Chris, one last question from me. Who are you when you're just at home, just relaxing, when you're with your fiance? Sino si Chris Soriano when he's not busy?
Oh, I feel like I'm always working. My fiance and I, we're always working, but whenever we're not, we pray a lot. We talk about going on missionary trips, which we haven't had the time. We really want to go to Israel. I don't know. I think it's just work and prayer.
Sounds like you guys are both a God-fearing person. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, it's why we exist. I believe that's where all my gifts are. It's just because of God. So I'm going to keep talking about it.
Thank you, Marjorie Luwalhati, for watching. I also have one. I forgot to ask this. Did parents experience racism when they were here?
Oh, my parents? No, not at all. Thank God. None of my parents. Oh, except my father. Yes, he did a lot in the Navy.
In
I
the
remember,
Navy, okay.
yeah, I remember him telling me a lot of stories of like, some of the shipmates there. He never told me the races of them, like whether they were white or black, but the first question they would ask him when he came off, he was in boot camp. They're like, "Hey, what's up?" And my dad would look up because he doesn't know what "what's up" means. And then they would, as he walked, they would trip him. In boot camp, they would, do whatever to make sure he drowned or whatever, like he wouldn't, pass the swimming thing. So I took all those experiences he would tell me, and I have a plan for the future, for a future film covering Filipinos that came here in the 70s and 80s. And I pray to make that movie a reality. So.
Ooh, talking about that movie. I don't know. As we talk about racism, experts said that expert and advocate said that we need to talk about proper representations for Asians,
Yes.
especially on how Asians are being portrayed in the media. It
Yes.
affects the way we are seen and treated. And of course, those perceptions have definitely full impact, right?
Yeah.
How do you think Asians are being portrayed on film, anyways?
Oh, well, before I felt that Asians weren't represented well at all. Like I
Mhm.
always hope, to see like, maybe there'll be somebody like me, somebody who grew up in a not so tough area, Asian guy, see what he does to defend himself. I, the heroes were never there. And that's why I think I'm such at the right place at the right time right now in Hollywood, where we're seeing our first Asian American hero with the Marvel movie. And also, I was in the theaters when I saw the Crazy Rich Asians. I said, "Wow, this is Henry Golding's our James Bond for Asians."
Right.
I was very optimistic. I was very happy, and I think all those experiences contributed to me saying, "Chris, make your film. Chris, do something." And when the hate crime started happening, and I saw more and more of it, I said, I'm going to make a movie about this to help people that have been affected by this. And so it all came together as like breadcrumbs in my life.
Let's have a one last real talk with Sabrina. How do you think this Asian hate really started? We know for a fact there's Asian hate even before, but it became really colorful this pandemic.
Yes, I think this, with social media and us being able to see more and more data and facts and correlate that, I feel like the consensus is saying that this all happened because of the pandemic. And with Asian Americans or Chinese people, they needed somebody to blame, and that's where this started stemming from. But I think what's beautiful about America is how we always turn things around. No matter what your race is, uh, I pray that we will find a solution to see a different perspective, and time heals all wounds, and activists go out there and make differences. So if anyone wants to be a part of that history of making a difference, do it using your talents. So yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Chris Soriano. Maraming salamat once again. Okay, guys, for more information, visit www.zeusthemovie.com or follow us on Instagram/Facebook at Zeus Movie Official. Chris, would you like to invite them one last time and say goodbye to my viewers after?
Yes, feel free to check out our film. We got a really big announcement here to make in the next couple of weeks. I'm really excited to share it. Really big. It's going to be a national or international news. But for those updates, ZeusTheMovie.com. Thank you so much.
Again, I will never get tired of calling you being the vessel of hope and inspiration. Thank you so much, Chris. Mabuhay and good luck to your movie.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Sa pagbabalik ng Real Talk, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope with that interview, medyo na-inspire kayo or na-motivate naman kayo. Say hello to me if you have a chance. and I'll read your comments also. Oh, Ate Bonnie, again, thank you so much for watching. And of course, to Marjorie Luwalhati and Hilary Manyalak. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to see you next week, 7 p.m. Thursday. Real Talk with Sabrina. Bye.